Hi, everybody. It's Dave. This is the intro for week 14, which covers chapter 12 in Ecce Romani. I just wanted to say a few things about the ablative case here. Um, the ablative case is my favorite case, really. It's the by, with, or from case. You've seen, well, here are the cases down here. You've seen nominative as the subject of a sentence, the genitive now you've seen as showing possession, like this right here. Puella means of the girl, or girl apostrophe s, like the girl's friend. We haven't done dative yet. You've seen accusative as the direct object case, or also the case for the object of some prepositions like ad or prope, like ad puellam would mean towards the girl, and prope, say villam, prope villam, near the villa, near the house. Um, Vocative, I believe, has yet to be discussed, although maybe I'm forgetting that now. Ablative, though, does a lot with one little short vowel, with one vowel. This, like Puella, ablative is for objects of prepositions like, say, cum and ex and in and sub. Like we've seen sub, stay with the pointer here, sub arbore, right? Here's ablative here. That's not the same word, but it's patre, right? But it's the same declension. Sub arbore. We've also seen magna voce. Now, magna voce doesn't have a preposition like these four here, but it sort of says something that is prepositional in a way. Magna voce, when we translate that into English, we say in a loud voice. So in is a preposition, but magna voce expresses that preposition without actually using a preposition. You could say that the preposition is almost concealed in this ablative ending here. So as I say here, ablative case, the by, with, or from case, and it's used with or sometimes even without prepositions. So cum, I'm not even sure actually whether you've seen cum yet now that I think about it, but we've certainly seen ex and in and sub as prepositions. So again, sub arbore, ablative, in villa, um, in the villa, X, or A, the letter E, for out of. So let's say ex agris down here. Out of is also ablative here. Ex agris or ex agro, out of the field. And you're going to sooner or later say cum, which means with. So we can go with the girl, cum puella, long A, cum servo, with the slave, with the boy, maybe even with the field, but certainly with the father. So now we will use ablative for certain prepositions, but it does work without prepositions too, as we said with magna voce, which does not have a preposition specifically, but it is used as if it does. Magna voce, in a loud voice. Let me draw your attention to story 12 here. You look down on line 17. I'm sure you haven't necessarily read this story yet. In fact, maybe this video is best watched after you do, because I'm going to use a couple of examples from the story. But notice tunica. Notice that long A. Here it is right here. Ablative singular for first declension. Tunica, long A, can mean by the tunic, and you don't have to have a preposition before it. So again, I say the by, with, or from case. Um, and let me yes, I'm all right. Now I'm going to cut down again. I'm going to assume that you have read this, and then you're going to come back and look this over, because that's the only way to make this make sense for you now. Chapter 12 is Geta, the runaway slave. He's now being cornered by other slaves who have dogs, and I'm going to point out some ablatives to you in this story here. Um, So let's see where the first one is. I'm looking through the. Okay, here's one here. In horto. So in horto, O is a second declension ablative ending. There you see a preposition is there. In horto, at in agris, in the fields, and in the vineyards. That's a new word here. Vinia means vineyard. But all ablatives in the field, in the garden, and in the fields, and in the vineyards, they look for geta. So there are ablatives there. There's more here in horto, in faucis, in arboribus. All of these are ablative words followed by that in meaning in. The preposition in an ablative meaning in as opposed to into in English. Where else can we find some ablatives? Okay, here's one. Cum canibus, with the dogs. Notice the ibus ending here for ablative. So cum, another preposition that takes ablative. So it's followed by the word that has that ending. Canis is the dog, but canibus is ablative, plural, because of cum. But now I'm going to cut down below because this is where you see how ablative does things without prepositions. Davos, verberat means beats. I think that's from a previous chapter. Davos beats him. This is referring to Geta, the runaway slave. Davos beats him, and then we say tunica right here. I'm sorry. Bear with me. Davos grabs. Aripit eum tunica. Aripit means grabs. I think you've seen that before. Marcus grabs a stick and drives off the wolf. Davos aripit eum tunica. Davos grabs him, again meaning Davis, by the Davos by the tunic. So no preposition for by, but it is included in that ablative there. You could say by the tunic, the by with or from case, by the tunic. And Davos also beats verberat, geta, baculo. Baculum we've seen as a stick, but that ablative ending there gives it a sense of either by, with, or from very often. So baculo with a stick here. So he grabs him by the tunic and beats him with a stick. So you see again how an ablative can use a preposition, cum, ex, in, or sub, or sort of imply a prepositional use. Tunica, by the tunic. Baculo, with a stick. So I think you'll find most of this spelled out. I've given you I've given you what I think is the easy or condensed explanation of what ablative is and how it works. There are many uses of it here. We say septima ora, again, at the seventh hour. Notice the ablative endings. At is a preposition, but you don't see a word for at here, but it's in the ablative itself. At night, the word for night is nox, but here nocte is from the third declension, and it has an a ending. So we think when we see words with ablative endings, we think, what preposition sometimes can I supply here? So it's not always by, with, or from. Here it happens to be at night when we're talking about time, at the seventh hour, at night. Aestate, in the summer. So you can see really a variety of prepositions can be supplied to these ablatives here. So I hope this is somewhat helpful. Again, I apologize for the length of it, but I did want to give those who will struggle with this at least a head start on it. Read this carefully about ablatives, and then come back and watch this video again and see if it helps. And let me know in the PT if I haven't explained this to your satisfaction. I'd be glad to give it another shot. Okay? And please remember, do your first posts for discussion by Friday this week. I will hold you to that, and then follow up with another two classmates